So I did bring the XHData D219 out to the office. If you've seen my previous video, you'll know that when I tried this at home, this radio overloaded everywhere and was more or less unusable until you put the antenna down, at which point it functioned fairly well. My hypothesis was that downtown, I'm surrounded by very powerful FM signals, AM for that matter, and probably a lot more noise, so I thought I'll bring it out to the office where I am in a more or less concrete bunker, kind of 1960s, 70s building, north-facing window, which I'm in front of here, and certainly the noise level, apart from the relatively small amount of computer equipment in this room, should be much better. And there's not much on. It's just going on 1400 hours in the afternoon here in Toronto Eastern Daylight, so -4 UTC. So we'd be 1600, almost 1600 UTC. Anyways, there's not much but brothers staring on right now, but there we go. There it is, coming in just fine. The antenna's up all the way. By comparison, I'll slide this back a bit and slide, might have to tilt up the camera a little bit. Okay, there we go. And this is the Eden Elite Mini. So it's got it too, but the performance of the D219 seems a little better. Certainly it's got a bigger speaker and a longer antenna. So that's enough of that. But, you know, does this explain why some people have reported very good things about this radio, and my reaction to it was, well, it's not really usable at home. And one of my queries was whether there was anything wrong with my copy, and I don't think there is, because it worked just fine out here. So if you are in a suburban environment, if you aren't subject to a lot of strong FM signals, this might be worth the price to you. I keep in mind that the price is extremely low. I think it's going for about $10 to $12 US plus shipping. So I brought this in from China for just under $20 Canadian. At that price, it's certainly worth messing around with, which is what I bought it for. But if you're in an urban environment, I would suggest that this radio will not work for you. And I said, I think that adequately explains why my experience was different from a lot of people who have reviewed this radio. Because, as I said in my previous video, it was essentially unusable at home. But out here at the office, just fine. Anyway, hope you found that interesting. I'm still not convinced that this radio ought to be a buy for everybody, but as I've said before, I don't really review radios. I just kind of compare them, give you my thoughts. It's nice looking. If someone absconds with it from my office, it's, you know, only less than $20. So, you know, not a bad purchase to keep out here, which is probably what I'll do with it. Although I do think I want to have a look inside this radio at some point and compare it to the D328 just to see what's changed. I expect the D328 has a couple of additional chips. My guess is this has one chip. The D328 will have a charge control chip, and it also plays MP3 files from an SD card, so it's going to have a chip to do that as well. And my memory is it does have 3 chips in it. It might have a separate amplifier chip as well, although I think a basic amplifier is built into most of these radio chips these days, but I don't know, it'd be interesting to have a look inside. Thanks for watching.